Yes.
Let everybody tap in. We got a lot to get into today. Let's get into it, y'all.
This is an Iwebu production.
Period. Mike Todd.
Man.
I don't know if everyone has seen the video or not, but
my guy.
Mike Todd is trending right now. So if you don't know who Mike Todd is, you're living under a rock, but we'll get you hip a little bit. He is a pastor of the church called Transformation Church in Oklahoma, Missouri.
No. Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Sorry.
It's all good.
And he has blown up. Yeah. He has completely blown up. He's basically famous.
Yeah.
He has completely become one of the biggest influencers of this generation. And he is trending right now for quite a disgusting thing.
Yeah.
So he's in a sermon series that is, I think it's like Vision something, but the sermon was titled Clearly, and he spoke out of Mark 8:28, and that is when Jesus healed the blind man. And you know that Jesus healed the blind man by spitting on the blind man's eyes. And then he asked him, what do you see? And he said, oh, I see trees. And you know that whole thing. So Mike Todd wanted to give this, I'll just let y'all see.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you is just as he's physically standing here, knowing what's coming. God's saying, can you physically and spiritually and emotionally be able to stand when getting the vision or receiving it might get nasty? I'm going to say it in a point just like that. Receiving vision from God might get nasty. You mean, God, I just bought, in crazy faith, I just bought my dream car. And now you're going to ask me to sell it back and ride in the hoopty again? Yeah, because the vision I'm about to give you, it might get nasty. And do you hear and see the responses of the people? What I'm telling you is how you just reacted is how the people in your life will react when God is doing what it takes.
Wow. Man, the part for me was like the
spit hanging.
Oh
my God. Y'all,
hey, that's a heck of a brother right there. Like, I wonder how that call, hey, listen, I got this illustration I want to do, and basically I'm going to rub spit on you. Like.
And what did the brother say? Was he like, cool?
Now, mind you, I believe he's put mud on his eyes before.
That's not spit.
Yeah, but yeah.
Mud is not spit. Grass is not spit. Milk is not spit. Yogurt is not spit.
Yeah.
Food is not spit. Anything is not spit. First of all, Corona.
Yeah.
And then, y'all, he got it from the
pits. I thought it was fake. When I saw that part, I was like, nah, he didn't just do that.
I was hoping it was fake. But when I'm like, the gulp, it came out. Like, it came from his mouth, and I was like, so I watched this for homework purposes, and I was watching it. I watched the whole sermon. Wait, she said that was nasty. That was disgusting.
Truly
actually,
nasty.
It was disgusting. But I watched the sermon, and I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, this is good. I actually pulled out my phone to take notes. I forgot I was doing homework until this part, and I don't know. It was way too exaggerated. And I don't know, like, even in the moment when the crowd was like, ugh, and they were like disgusted, it didn't faze him. He looked at the crowd like,
he was good.
Y'all tripping. Like this. And I think in the little description thing, he said, sometimes receiving a miracle is or it was like something. It's like, from Jesus, though.
Yeah.
That was Jesus spit. I don't know.
I just wonder, we just wonder really, did he run it by the team? Like, was it like, what was that conversation like?
Do pastors do that? Do pastors run their sermons by their team?
That's a good question. Y'all might know. Maybe some of y'all are in inner circles of with pastors
that might,
and things of that sort.
That might stop a couple of things, like the just certain things that shouldn't be said on stage if you do run that by a team. I mean, even though you're a leader, it's like, I don't know. It's just, my thing is, if you did and nobody said, nah, pastor, I wouldn't do that. What
need to re-examine that team.
We gotta, because then we're looking at yes
should have been
men.
some of the first people. His people, his right hand should have been the first ones to kind of speak up. And we'll give context to this. We rock with Pastor
definitely
Mike Todd.
Pastor
Like
Mike
really,
Todd.
I got a story. I actually met Pastor Mike Todd probably 2015 in the spring. I was at an event with my old pastor, and he was actually trying to meet him, and he tapped me to say, hey, is that, and he asked for the pass. He's like, man, I gotta meet him. And I just remember him so vividly because he had on like this dope blazer with a gold chain, J's on.
Yeah, he be fly.
Standing there,
Still
him and
to
his
this
wife.
day.
They were just really fly all together. And so I was like, man, who is this guy? Like he's like, other than, the pastor I knew at that time, like he was like really, really fly. And so I looked up Transformation, or I don't even know if their name had changed at that time just yet, but he had just taken it over. And so I've literally watched him kind of just level up more and more to the point that when they got the arena, we went there for the V1 conference in 2019. Blew us away.
It was a great experience.
Amazing.
So when we talk about this, we're not coming from someone that does not like Mike Todd. We've watched him several times as a family. We actually drove down there for the conference, and amazing experience.
Life changing. Much needed at that time.
But this is not the first time Mike Todd has done some things that has gotten him. I don't know if he's ever been trending before, but one of the issues that they had was, I think he had rain or water.
Well, they were just talking about
he had water on the stage.
Yeah, how much is the props going too far?
The props are kind of getting too far.
Yeah,
so what do y'all think about that? Do y'all feel like pastors, I know everyone's different, like do you feel like that's needed? I do feel that it's needed to a certain extent, because the generation, first of all, millennials, but the ones coming after us, keeping their attention is a whole nother beast. Like it's a whole nother beast.
Man,
and so my thing is,
I
if
feel
you got
for some pastors, they got a lot of work cut out for them on a weekly basis to really drive the message home.
But that's also why he's raising people in this generation to reach this generation too, because it won't be as hard. Now, if you're trying to be stubborn and not keep up, then that's another thing. But my thing is, like, clearly Mike Todd has the coin to spend money on, these props or whatever. He done gave back millions of dollars, bought the whole block. I mean, he's blessing people. So I don't have a problem with that. This I do have a problem with, but he did apologize, y'all.
Yeah.
So let's check that out.
I hope you're having an amazing Monday. I just want to acknowledge what happened yesterday when the spit hit the fan. I watched it back, and it was disgusting. Like, that was gross. I want to validate everybody's feelings. That was a distraction to what I was really trying to do. I was really trying to make the word come alive and for people to see the story. But yesterday it got too live, and I own that. And I just want to make sure people know that we want to help people. We want people to see Jesus. We want people to feel loved. We want people who are desperate to be able to find hope. And I'm passionate about that, so much so that I try to do extreme things to help people get it. And yesterday it crossed the line. So I love you guys. I appreciate everybody that's been praying for us and sending us messages. And to anybody who just saw that 3-minute clip, I really encourage you to go back and watch the whole message. There's some truth and some life in there that could potentially change your whole life. When Jesus spit on that man, he was blind and then he could see. A brother who I love and so much, I just called him. He was bald before I see him, and he's still bald today. So no miracle here. And
That felt sincere.
Very well said.
Yeah, I think that was sincere. I don't know how in that moment he didn't know that was gross.
Yeah.
When he hogged it up from his soul, I don't know how he didn't know it was gross in that moment.
But you know, with a lot of times, unfortunately, with pastors though, man, they kind of don't have like you said, we were talking about that circle. Sometimes
Yes,
I think people don't feel I don't know, justified to just push back and say no, or sometimes they don't even listen. So don't know the situation,
they're so caught up in the culture,
Yeah.
and they're so at awe of their pastor,
Yeah.
that everything he does is okay.
Yep.
Because I mean, this is pastor. This is my father. I trust. He's biblically sound. He's
the man of God.
He's the man of God. And so sometimes they don't even know that's not a good look.
Yeah.
And so that's also why it's good to know God for yourself, study the word for yourself, have discernment for yourself. So that could be a situation. We don't know. This is speculations. He could be around some really fire people, but he just decided to still do what he wanted to do. But
I remember, bro, I think it was Pastor Tim Ross. Like I could hear him saying something like, I don't know, Michael. Like I can see that coming from him. But that's wild. I'm glad that he didn't waste any time. I think it went less than 24 hours before he went and posted an apology video. And that's the way that, you know, I think all of us can take a note from him. Is that when some of these things happen, instead of sitting back trying to defend it and come up with ways that maybe you felt you were justified, because I think at the end of the day, he knew it was nasty. He still somewhat probably felt justified for a minute, but then he finally
watching it,
probably stepped back and said, let me put myself,
the comments.
let me put myself in their shoes and really see maybe how they felt. And I believe that we all can take from that. Like let's see how the other side feels about it. Really think about, man, how does what I'm doing, how does it reflect on the other people?
Yeah.
How does it affect them?
Yeah.
And so really,
and nobody can say nothing.
Yeah.
When you take that accountability, you come right out and say, yeah, that was gross.
Yeah,
my bad. Now what?
Accountability is key.
Accountability
is a key trait of someone with big time maturity, and a big time leader like him. For him to come out there,
he didn't have to
and take accountability right away. As far as that goes, man, I think that was really big. If he was doing it for some other stuff or publicity or whatever the case may be, I don't think his heart would have been like that.
No.
But instead, he stopped it right away.
Yep.
I think I even seen where the Breakfast Club might have spoke on it or whatever the case may be, and I'm pretty sure I don't know, I didn't get to see, but I'm pretty sure they spoke on him actually doing the whole, you know, first spitting situation. I seen them put up that he responded with an apology. So I'm glad that he stepped out in front of this thing.
Definitely.
And took his hit like a man and said, hey, my bad, I messed up. Won't I'll really rethink about this with my team next time that I'm thinking about doing something like
Great
this.
example, Mike Todd. We appreciate that, because we show was like, huh?
Yep. This is an Iwebu production.
Period.